What's up YouTube, God for Run T21 here, and welcome back to another Country of Heroes 2 match. This time on the Lenny Forest. Anyway, we have all Soviet teams. This is pretty rare. It's been a very long time since I've been in a Soviet 4v4. And this is pretty traditional actually. We have 3 Wehrmacht opponents, and we also have a Oberkommando West Sabob. And yeah, this is a little bit longer replay, so I'm going to be cutting out significant, some portions, especially the beginning part. This building up. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a little bit when there is some action and we've started moving in position. This is an hour-long uncut, so I don't want you guys to have to sit through an hour of video footage like that. Anyway, see you in a little bit. Okay, so welcome back. We are about 5 minutes in the match. You can see this right side of the map has fallen due to heavy machine guns and mortars along with grenadiers going against a bunch of conscripts. The center is being held by me. And these guys gave away their position, but now I know they're going to probably flank me. I am covering this flank over here. I'm at long range. My conscripts do quite well against these guys. These guys want to close in. It's too late to pull back my MG from that vulnerable position, and I'm going to turn both my MGs on these guys. And yeah, they're lucky to get away with that. And I love this town. It's a lot of urban fighting, but this side seems to have a little bit of an unfair advantage with the these 4 houses directly looking at the center of the map there. Well, we have 1 and 2, so anyway, these Volks are going to try to take on some conscripts here. So basically, I've shifted to the left. 3 of us shifted to the left. Those 2 of us are fighting on the left, right? And then this guy just kind of on the right and pushed back temporarily. He's waiting for some Maxims. I know, you can see there's a lot of dead German troops there. That's what happens when you, that guy's still rolling around on the water, he's probably drowning. That's what happens when you decide to, you know, to attack in negative cover like that. I'm going to build some more defenses here. I just want to make this, you know, okay, so what I've done. So I put barbed wire to cover my flank here, so they're forced to kind of come towards the center here. I'm basically spotting for my mortar right now with my conscripts. It's not very nice to do with your conscripts, but it's great because I'm actually able to see this building. Well, this building's going to get destroyed at some point here. So right now I have the victory point. So I'm distracting with my conscripts who mistakenly jump over the wall. I've been seeing this a lot when you click, they often go over the walls. Then I have my shock troops here. You can see he's going to fall back. I'm going to bring my shock troops self-reinforced. They're not going to do any damage at this, you know, at this range here with their PPSHs. I want to help my allies take this center because, you know, I did lose my conscripts here to, you know, mass forces from A-Bond. Bowed. And they're trying to mortar me. I'm trying to help my allies. I'm going to pop into this house here, which does have... Oh. I did not look, I didn't turn my camera here, so it does not have any windows on this side. Now you can see I'm throwing smoke down to try to, you know, maneuver around these mortars here and do some real damage, get away from this machine gun. But, you know, until we get some heavy support like a Katusha, or I mean, even capture this artillery piece, we're not going to do very well. Now you can see the machine guns I'm going to turn. Both of them, and I gotta be careful with my mortar here. I don't want to lose this, you know, this is valuable mortar, especially now that it's Veterans E1. However, they are being flamed there, so I do have to fall back. But they are suppressed, they're gonna have 2 machine guns on them. This was not quite built yet, so it's not full cover. Anyway, I did wipe out the mortar crew there with my shock troops. And this one, I would not be mentioning that'd be important for me to get some field infirmary to help heal my troops up. And I am using the shock mortar heavy tactics, which does have the ISE-152, which I plan to use. I'm going to grab an anti-tank gun because there could be a flame half-track. You know, it's kind of nice to play against the Wehrmacht again as the Soviets. And these guys are about to die. I was like, oh my gosh. So you can see I do have my machine guns kind of positioned to, you know, stop them from taking the square. Right now it's, you know, we own this one somehow. You know, this building's a great building because look at all those windows. You could fit multiple units in there. Anyway, you can see this guy's starting to build some bunkers. MWG and a lot of these guys are actually quite effective. These storm pioneers in close quarters, not in the middle of the street, but in close quarters like around here, they'd be pretty good. Anyway, I'm getting hit by rifle grenades. And unfortunately, I don't have anything to reinforce these guys yet. So one thing I did do on this match was I decided to go with the SU-85s and the ISU-152. That makes it so I can get Katusha, which is rather important. Especially for me. You can see he did put his mortar behind the building, which is good because any of my shortfalls will hit the building and not hit his men. Looks like this is like a train station or something. Yeah, it makes sense to be a train station. So it's a little unfair they have a building over here and we don't. I don't want the map to be, well, I guess we do have this building way back, but this one actually you can see the victory point. Anyway, my mortar's setting up, and I do have, I'm pretty weak on this front. You can see my allies are pushing in the center. It's just way too hard with the bunkers and, you know, the machine guns at this point. You can see Isilomino is over Sodan, so he does have the flak half track out. It's called the Panzer headquarters. And on this side, we have some Grenadiers advancing. Once again, you know, kind of stopped by my artillery and my machine gun. I do have a full support staff here. And I'm going to lay a mine here in a little bit. And I'm going to come back to some more action in a little bit. And I'll see you then. Okay, about 2 minutes later, you can see I'm pushing on my shock troops. My engineers have captured this point here. Unfortunately, I'm getting suppressed by the machine gun. And we do have a Panzer IV. Enemy Panzer is out. And it's just machine gun. This is like D-Day with how many MG42s there are in the houses and on the beach on the thing. And you can see he's gonna, whenever you see conscripts charging at you, they're obviously gonna throw an anti-tank grenade at you, and that's gonna damage your engine. That's all you need to do. See, I have my SU-85 out here, and the T-70 is screwed. It did destroy my barbed wire, unfortunately. So if I can get him out, I will. I'll try to repair some of his guys and my engineers here. He's even calling a barrage to kind of like stop the grenadiers, you know, make them think twice about advancing. You can see he can't hit me from this house here. So the Panzer IV was forced back. He's gonna pull back here. I'm gonna help repair him. And I also have some of these conscripts which will be going back to the front lines here. I do have the medics, though, which are healing up my men in the field infirmary. These Soviet medics. And my mortar's now vet 2. You know, getting a mortar, if I had 2 of them, that would have been great, but just to have one of them just be able to pound their positions, it's good. And I believe I need some more shock troops. I have no worries about, you know, well, I do have a little bit of worry about an armor coming, but we do have 2 AT guns, and I also have an SU. Anyway, you can see on this side, he's going on. He's not just gonna charge the center here. He's gonna, you know, kind of flip over to this side. We don't really need the munitions. You can see it's. I mean, the Obersoldaten are just really powerful, and it's smart of him to withdraw and pull back there. Hopefully not get killed by the Obersoldaten because that's a Vet 2 squad. But it looks like they might get wiped out here. Very little health. Oh, but they do get away. It looks like Vet 2 squad wiped out by the Obersoldaten. That's not good. Anyway, his T-70's repaired again. My conscripts didn't need to help him. And look at that. That was a brutal shot. Here's exactly where my mortar's just going to fall back. You can see he's trying to make a concerted push to figure out where my men are. He did destroy that. Sandbag was it has health, right? So it's not like it's invincible, but he's killing the poor little haystacks. This farm here, you know. Pretty damaged after the war. Anyway, you can see a Panzer IV side to get hit by a T-34. It was going after these men originally, but this is not good. They are Panzer Grenadiers, so they're a little bit double teaming him on this right flank here. And I have my own men here, and Oswin, very good against Soviet infantry to begin with, especially with the amount of shock troops we have. I did toss smoke onto my men and this neutralizes his position. Anyway, I'm going to hop in this building, which is probably a mistake. I mean, we are in the middle of the I don't know. We're taking a lot of casualties. Now, we have a lot of shock troops here. It's like we all went with shock troops, some kind of shock troop doctrine. Yeah, we all have shock troops, even counterattack tactics. So then a Panther shows up, and you know, my odds, it's hard to fight, you know, in urban combat like this. Especially against the MG and heavy mortars and artillery these guys have. So deadly Tiger is taking some shots. You can see their AT guns are little bunched up there, and it's not going to go too well. They have the advantage, I feel like, especially on this map, this side that doesn't have to cross over a bridge and, you know, kind of be separated has an advantage, because they can just push him right onto this choke point here. Now I'm just watching some just going, oh my gosh. Luckily, all these shots are bouncing right off of this wall right here, and he's going to lose his awesome, I think. What this guy could really benefit, Disco. Nice, he got it. What he could really benefit is, awesome, these guys are actually repairing the AT. Could really benefit with a half track. Now you can see there's just more. I mean, we're barely holding this. You can see I'm not pushing forward. My job right now is basically just to defend this victory point here. It's the only victory point we have. My allies are, you know, I'm going to try to support with artillery. My mortar, I have a Katusha out now. You can see I'm going to start trying to use this thing to destroy the buildings. It's not super effective destroying buildings by itself. You can see my first target is, of course, probably this clump here. Now, keep in mind, I still think that the enemy has machine guns in these buildings. So I was really targeting those buildings, but they're all clumped up together, so I will collapse probably the middle one here. But I'm just kind of, it's nice to have, you know, I didn't kill anything with that, obviously, but it's just nice. You can see the flames right there. It's just nice to have some gun right here to try to help my allies out here. Because, you know, I just feel like my main job is to hold this center and protect it, and that's just what I have to do, unfortunately. I am owned by building fuel caches, though. And ultimately, what I'm setting up for is an ISU-152. This is probably one of the better games I've played recently. Well, I mean, I'm not playing a ton. I want to be playing more, but something called work. Yeah. So I'm working at a restaurant. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I haven't been playing a lot. Sometimes I'll just be tired at night and just, you know, I'll get destroyed. Like, it's not, I'm not afraid to show me losing, obviously, but just sometimes it's just like stupid stuff. Or a spam. Now if I can figure out how to counter spam stuff, I definitely do videos on that. Anyway, you can see they're gonna, I have another Katusha barrage. I'm just gonna keep harassing these buildings. I'm gonna hit this area. It seems like a prime target, but look at this building, how it's like it's just not dying. Like the middle one, it seems like collapsed here, and that one, the back one, collapsed. So I'm trying to level those buildings, just making it impossible for these guys to advance. Anyway, look, all these guys start advancing towards my AT gun. I'm trying to pull it back. It is vet too, so I'm maneuvering all my shock troops up, throwing grenades at these Obersoldaten, and I'm pulling this guy back. I'm pulling those men back. Like, unfortunately, one light artillery round hit it and wiped out my gun crew, but I have 10 men right here. Nice, it's a little bit of a weakness. You can see the a lot of dead, a lot of fighting on this side, particularly. My allies are having a hard trouble. Yellow and cyan. Anyway, I'm just running right past the Panzer IV because it does not have a mounted machine gun. I'm just going to try to kill this gun crew, even if I lose some of my men. But it's too far back now, I need to withdraw. And it's just it's not like a dumb attack. It was good intention to try to get rid of this gun crew, but it'll be another day. Anyway, I am destroying these buildings though, which is something positive, you know. Anyway, T-34 is pushed up a little bit, so I'm pushing on my Su-85. I need to barbed wire and mine this off again, which I will be doing in a little bit here. And anyway, I'll see you when they making a big attack here. Oh, that was quick. Anyway, there's a Panther right here. Its engine got damaged by the conscripts, and the AT and the Su-85 are going to start trying to wipe it out. And we also have many machine guns. At this point, he's going to try to bring in a Panzer IV to help, but they were just simply going to turn on him, and he's going to be in trouble. You can see all the Grenadiers are equipped with the Gewehrs, which is interesting. The Panzer Grenadiers usually are better with their submachine guns. Now you can see there's another push. The T-34 was abandoned. Always try to kill your tanks if they're abandoned, if they're near enemy lines. You don't want the enemy to get that. You know, Panzerfaust are being used here. And that T-34 is kind of screwed. There's, you know, Volks Grenadiers here. I'm trying to help out again, launching my rockets, you know, at the incoming forces. I launched them around this middle area because that's where they were, but, you know, some of them are falling back. This T-34 is kind of screwed. You can see it's just like, who can keep more men at the front? Anyway, we have an IS-2 heavy tank moving up. Now, I'm surprised he has a scout car. A-Ballad actually uses his scout car to counter recon airplanes later on with the autocannons, which is good. I also want to be careful at this point with his IS-2. Wait, how's he have the IS-2? Did I just mistake that? Yeah, okay. So Disco has the IS-2, and we all have the... Oh, no. It's just me and Sargon that have the ISU 152s. But these guys do have KV-1s. Black has a KV-1, and this guy has an IS-2. This is going to be a battle of the heavy tanks, so you guys are going to enjoy that in a little bit. That's when fast-forwarding certain parts of this. And you can see their attack was somewhat successful, but, you know, just both sides decided to withdraw right now. More shock troops are moving in towards the center. When units are Vet 5, they can heal themselves, which is pretty awesome. So that's Vet 4. Anyway, let's just launch one last barrage of my Katusha, which is heading straight for this unit, trying to wipe them out. And it's not very accurate. When you get this barrage, it becomes super deadly. Like all the rockets fall within a very small sector. Same thing with the precision strike here with the mortar. And I see you in a little bit. Okay, so you can see right now the Panthers. There's multiple enemy Panthers here, and I push on my SUs. We are doing a kind of a push back into them, and we did wipe out one of their Panthers, but I have to fall back because there's artillery. I'm also getting hit from some kind of pack here, but my shock troops are going to deal death to that. I did move my AT gun up. A lot of explosions going off. They did a immediate push towards this side here, wiped out a T-34. But yeah, it's just a battle of the Panthers now versus the range of the SUs. And I'm just pulling back. My tanks are super... they need to be repaired. They are badly beat up. And then we have artillery pounding us. It is a LE artillery, or LEFH 18 artillery. And then to make matters worse, okay, let's just pause for a second. I just want to point out what doctrine. Who's the Limited Fair Zero Commando West? It's Saw Bob, that's right. So this is a new thing that's called assault artillery. So you pick the sector right, give me an enemy sector, and they will just pound the hell out of this with high explosive shells, and they're going to launch a ton of smoke. And it did wipe out my SU. You can see I'm not quite out of the sector here, but this is a great way just to destroy an enemy position. And look, it's just wiping out. Wiped out my SU, and now they're putting a bunch of smoke around. Perfect right before an attack. Now you can see there's two IS-2s here and a KV-1. So Deadly Tiger and Disc are going to be working together on this, but these guys are in some cover. You know, the Panthers are just taking shots at long range, you know. And rockets are going in. That wasn't from me, I don't think. Nope. And dropping bombs, and they're just trying to kill the infantry, and it's just an all-out slugfest. And I'm watching this sign, just going, oh my gosh, like, if they push through the center, you know, we're in trouble. I have nothing really left. I'm trying to, you know, I'm even using my one conscript that's left in this squad, and 3 engineers help repair my tank. I'm launching an artillery barrage back at these guys at this victory point to try to kill some more men. I have killed 3 infantry. That's when I decided to test my defenses on this side. But really, they're moving their ATs over. And they didn't really think I had a whole lot. So I'm going to turn my Vet 2 machine gun, which does, keep in mind, it does improve suppression on these units. But you can see just with the Gevers, you know, I'm probably going to lose this MG if I don't get it out of here. You know, they're just going to close in. So half of them have, like, the MP44s, and then half of them, I'm going to lose that Vet 2 machine gun. Not good. That got glitched out there, so it wasn't all my fault. And I have more conscious kind of. I have my, you know, my shock troops moving in. Like I need to. My front line is crumbling right now. I did lose my machine gun. This is not my mortar. My mortar is still alive somehow with 18 kills. Vet 3. I did lose. But we are forced back. The IS-2 is out for this guy, so that's what I'm saving up for. That's why I'm floating so much manpower. Though I can only see. Look at that. I wonder whose artillery that is. Later on, I'm going to ask for some recon to try to bomb this guy out. Anyway, you can see we're losing right now because we, you know, this VP slipping back and forth. This one is what we really need to take. And you can see it's a little 2-on-1 action here. Like this guy keeps, A-bound keeps trying to help out on this right side. Anyway, they're targeting me. And second I can get this, I'm going to deploy it. Anyway, I figured it was smart to reman the the AT here. I'm just making a lot of conscious because these guys do help repair my stuff. I'd recommend moving your Katusha after you shoot. I'm trying to kill this artillery, which is going to start shooting at me. You can see I'm moving my Katusha because it's probably going to fire roughly around where my Katusha was firing. So that's kind of a smart basic tactic, you know, move your artillery once you fire it. If you can't, like this artillery, you know, beware of enemy counterfire. Boom. That's, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to move my tanks up a little bit more. You can see I'm rocking this awesome camo here, the summer. I can't remember what the exact name is of the camo, but it's been one that's been around for a long time. You know, one of the awesome things with this tank is I can use the concentrate piercing round, which will level up buildings. So my goal is to try to level up this building just to, you know, get rid of any kind of, you know, it's hiding units behind it, right? And I launched 90 munitions and I blow up like this little bunker. Like it falls short. I'm like, what the hell? That was 3 minutes worth of my munitions there. So I'm like, great. Now he knows I probably have an IS-2. ISU 152. Big difference. This one is basically a giant. Oh, and then look, I'm using this to like snipe enemy units. Now they want to play long range artillery. I can win that fight. I got news for them. You know, I'm manning the MG again and trying to get my guys so bunched up. And then my Katusha will be firing again shortly. Still not Veterans E1, unfortunately. Anyway, I know that my tank excels at long range. This is like the perfect situation. You know, 1 or 2 of these watching the center here. Very good. You can see a bombing run was wasted, not by me, but by an ally of mine. Should have gone right for the artillery. I don't know if you can see it, possibly. Anyway, this thing even kills AT guns. I mean, this is a devastating. This is not. I'm not sure I'd call this overpowered or not, but it definitely caused a hell of a lot of fuel. It can easily be outflanked, and if you get behind it, it's just screwed. Now you can see the AT is shooting. Yep, there goes the other. You can see the AT is shooting right at my machine gun there, which is weird. So, yeah, the IS-2 is getting stuck. Wow, massacring the retreating men. The IS-2s aren't a bad tank. Let's look how much they cost here. Out of curiosity. This is Disco here. IS-2 costs $230. Okay. I'd rather have an ISU 152 any day. So you can see I was kind of pushing my tank up here, kind of supporting this side. More Panthers. This is just a heavy, you know, this is like Panther City here. That'd be a funny name for a video. Now you can see the IS-2s are getting destroyed. That was not my tank. That was his ISU 152. Yeah, you can see even more Panthers are going to come onto the field here. So you can see they're holding this right now, and they're, you know, they're pushing back my allies. I'll come back to you when there's some more action. You know, they're just gonna we're just gonna pull back slightly from here. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. A couple minutes later, about 3, you can see they're launching smoke, and they're trying to take out my tank here. We do have some Panthers incoming. You can see on the right side, he did capture us back with a KV-1 and some shock troops. But the Panthers are coming in. He's gonna ram. He's desperate to save his tank. He's gonna pull back his IS-2. So yeah, that Vet 2 tank got destroyed. A little bit of a waste, but it did keep the Panthers distracted. As you can see, I'm hitting it from this distance. And they're all going to kind of stuck because there's 3 players, keep in mind. All 4 of them are over here right now. You can see red, orange, pink, and, you know, dark red is here. So I'm hoping to pick away at some of these guys here. But they're just, you know, Panthers don't go down very easily. They are 590 manpower and 175 fuel, so yeah, they are not bad, definitely. Yeah, you can see I was right, 175, 490. I said 590, sorry, it's 490 manpower. Anyway, I'll come back to you with some more footage here in a little bit. Okay, I thought this might be a little interesting. Here is the famous Jagdtiger. You saw me kill one of these in my American video. The Jagdtiger could probably give the ISU 152 a run for its money, but we do have 2 of them. So he does have to be careful. We actually have 3 of them. By the way, when this thing's arming is penetrated, it does get shocked. So you can see it's not very maneuverable. And you can see its rear armor got hit there. You know, its crew is shocked now because of all the fire going in. I'm moving on my Su-85 to try to kill this guy. Unfortunately, he's behind the building. We lost line of sight on him. Well, we barely have line of sight. And we're really hoping that, you know, take him out. but he's unfortunately going to get away there at that engagement. Anyway, you can see a Panthers, you know, 4 of them are down here. It's really just 3 of us, but Green is helping. You know, he has some engineers, some repairmen. You can see me here, though, with the combination of the SUs, you know, just picking away at these guys. They countered my artillery with their own artillery between these 2 guys. Anyway, I lost my SU because this guy sniped me from all the way back there. Now, it's not worth it for me to push all the way up. I will try. Here's a dumb move. Don't send an SU by itself. Like, it wasn't a bad idea to try to push up and snipe him, but I'm getting hit by the Panther. I'm just screwed. I cannot maneuver. I mean, you see I'm kind of stuck there, but at least the ISUs are going to turn around and pretty much try to take this guy out. I'm surprised that one of their shells bounced off the frontal armor there. You know, I got to pull back. I'm just getting pounded by the artillery here. Multiple, you know, Panzerwerfers and this artillery here. You know, I lost a full... You guys can't see it, but earlier on I lost a full squad. Anyway, it's just seeming impossible. Wow, that was a nice shot from the howitzer there. Did he have one of those? Or well, that was a nice shot either way. It wiped out a Panther. You can see the assault artillery is going down again, laying a ton of smoke, obstructing our vision. I'm just saving up for another one of these because right now, you know, the SUs aren't doing a great job. You know, I'm going to throw some conscripts in here. I have no problem doing that. But however, an MG is coming up here. It's Vet too, so it does have increased suppression. But, you know, it's not set up. It's close to my men here. And, yeah, we have tanks shooting at them. So there goes the Vet 2 MG down to its last man, point blank with the conscripts. And just to finish it off, my ISU decided to kill it. So this does have 17 infantry, 1 vehicle, 2 friendlies killed, and 1 building, so no vehicles killed just yet. So this hasn't been fully repaired, but needs it back in action, needs it to be really support. Same thing with the Jagdtiger, you know, you want this supporting your main push and sniping infantry unit, sniping other tanks. You don't want it to be, you know, like a Panther. Anyway, a brief incursion there to take out some fuel, it looks like, back there on the front lines. And machine guns and anti-tanks are set up on this side. And this thing's shooting down any of our air support, which is unfortunate. Even as a second one that he's going to upgrade. This Vet 2 Panther's going to retreat. It has killed a vehicle. Yeah, let's start with Panthers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Panthers on the field right now. Yeah, 5 Panthers on the field right now. But that Jagdtiger, that's our #1 target. If we can take that out, I figure, you know, it'll cost him quite a lot. Let's go back to Sawbob here. It does... Oops. So this costs 290 fuel, and you're only getting... That's quite a lot, and way over 800. Now you can see we're hitting his side armor here. And he's going to fall back again, which is smart, because he can actually outrange us, which is a little ridiculous. I'm going to fall back. I do not want to lose my Vet 2 tank to an overpower. Okay, could it really, like... I understand that's a 44, you know, millimeter, but it's a little ridiculous. It's almost like this is top dog now. If it was like an ISU 152, that'd be ridiculously overpowered. I suppose the ISU 152 does have range, and it can kill infantry and tanks. Now you can see right here, I put more barbed wire to help me from being flanked, and I did put down some mines here. This is going to be critical later on. Anyway, they're launching more smoke in. This guy's almost dead again. You know, he's... Anyway, you can see point blank with these guys. We can't see anything, but we are getting hit by something. You know, we're like right next to each other. As soon as the smoke clears, we do massacre that unit there. And that's what I need. I need to fall back though, because these guys have a sliver of health. So I'm a little late to get them out there because I am focusing on other things. But now my Katusha has Vet 1. So I'm not gonna be dumb and like push up again, but. Yeah, this tank did get hit by something. I don't think it was this one. Maybe it was this tank here. Anyway, they can. The reason it's hull is like that is because they can salvage with their Storm Pioneers. They can salvage basic things off of that basic fuel. And I'll see when there's some more action. So I thought you guys might want to see this this conscript. You can see I have 12 men repairing now. They're not going to be as fast as regular engineers, but they're still pretty decent, especially when there's a lot of them. This is a very high health tank. Now you can see that I still have my machine gun here, and I did lay a second mine down. I am worried about some, you know, I'm pretty sure at one point they're just going to assault us with a ton of their Panthers, which they have. They do have a ton of Panthers. You can see on this side there's 4 Panthers, you know. I'm sorry, 3 Panthers and a Panzerwerfer. Oh, sorry, 2 Panthers, a Tiger Ace, and a Panzerwerfer. Yeah, so we're dealing with a Tiger Ace here, and that's really not good. So the enemy is kind of pushing this side a little bit. And that wreck was obviously salvaged for fuel, so there should be another one of those coming on the field at some point. We are starting to reman some of our ATs again. My tank is back to full health. But look at that, you know. Thankfully we have ATs and ISU 152 over here, so I'm a little nervous that my allies kind of left me on, you know, this side. But they are right to do, I mean, at least move over some of their tanks, because there's a Tiger Ace right here. Not as deadly as it used to be. It used to just own completely. Or destroy. And I'm surprised they could even see me because we're behind something. It's this German that spun. It's like, Heinz, look, the Soviets are over there. But yeah, his friends are dying. So I threw some smoke. I want to, you know, come over to this side and kind of help with any infantry problems. You can see they're gonna they're gonna shift all their forces back guard, but you know, they could really use some repair stations. Obviously, they don't have that, but, you know, if he built the half track that had the repair, that would be good. Just bring another one of these guys over here. I even brought over my tank to help out here. You know, I do want to go out, but I couldn't believe how, you know, close to the front lines that guy was there. And they keep testing my defenses. I do have multiple, so here's the thing, I have 2 machine guns to deal with any infantry, and I do have the, we do have anti-tank, and, you know, actually only have 1 tank on this side, so I gotta pull this guy back. I have a feeling they're gonna shift and they're getting ready to charge. I think they're getting ready to charge. Anyway, and they keep, I'm gonna say, this artillery, glad it got wiped out, because they built another one. It's ridiculous. It's his 3rd artillery he's built, so good, at least his constant munitions. Anyway, you can see this is heading right towards his artillery. Surprisingly, a lot of damage to the crew, but didn't overall wipe him out. You can see he's kind of advancing up. He's trying to spot for his Jagdtiger here, which is smart. But, you know, I'm hitting him also. I'm going to pull back my Katusha because I just fired it. And look at that artillery, it's coming down. I turn my MG, even if it dies, it's worth it to hold off this infantry that is, I'm surprised the infantry is just pushing right through me. You know, the infantry's pushing right through the machine gun there, which is surprising, obviously. Artillery's right now. This is like their grand assault that should be coming up. They're, you know, all their artillery's firing. And you can see right now, look at all the tanks that are back here. 4 Panthers, a Tiger Ace is on this side, plus 2 more Panthers and a Jagdtiger. And, you know, they brought this Panther down here a little prematurely, and it did get wiped out, which is good. I definitely shifted my Bet 2 tank over here. I'm trying to get another one, but I don't have the pop, so I'm going to send some of my men there. You can see, okay, so, just stop really quickly. Do you see how all his tanks are, well, obviously, you guys aren't stopping, but I'm stopping. You can see how all his tanks are, you know, kind of bunched up right here, going right through this gap with barbed wire. You can see what's going to happen. Right? So you can see, one of these guys is going to hit my mine. It did actually kill 2 of my men there. He hit my mine, and then the other one is going to hit my mine here. Because I put the mines like that. So ISU's being a little dumb on pathfinding there. I did get that guy wiped out by the Tiger Ace. Anyway, so they both have their engines damaged severely, so that's going to pretty much stop their assault. They are slowed down massively. You can see the tank, another tank swung around the flank. It's trying to wipe me out here. And I have another one of these tanks coming up onto the field here. So he was completely slowed on his assault, and I mean ultimately did lose this, but I have another one right down there. not even focusing on my Katyusha. I should have tried to pull this back, which I do manage to, but unfortunately the Panther did. So both, they just lost a ton of Panthers. The Jagdtiger's still here. You know, as soon as we lose them, we have enough fuel to grab another one again. Tiger Ace is moving up, but we also have 2 ISU 152s. If he blitzes around, he could, you know, do some damage, but there's this gun here, which is, you know, Bet 3. It's very good at taking out tanks. It has killed 4 vehicles. He's gonna fall back. You know, they've lost so many tanks. They have 1 Panther left after that biggest, 2 Panthers left after that big assault, the Jagdtiger. Anyway, they're trying to take this point, and this match is by no means over just yet. You can see we're still getting sniped by this guy. And look at all the pioneers right there. Now that's a good target. You can see how my men back at base. I don't feel the need to replenish those guys just yet. And they're calling that assault artillery barrage. I gotta pull my tank out of this zone or it could get hit. Jeez, look at all. So those 2 mines there stop that very, you know, that critical assault. You can see myself to my maximum there. That assault barrage, you know, like that's the time to attack after you launch that first. So all those Panthers can come right out of the smoke and, you know, negate the long range. Anyway, you can see there's a command tank here. I was a little surprised by that choice. So command tanks aren't very good. I actually fought against a Panther command tank earlier. Last night, yeah, and I destroyed that with 2 Shermans. And you can see at least we have 1 mortar, you know, Bet 3 over here. Yeah, I gotta say, out of all the men in my army, my mortar did survive this match. You know, with the machine guns, not so much. You can see I'm just returning and starting to push all my forces back up to the front lines and replenishing my forces. I'm going to grab another SU because I cannot afford another one of these tanks. And these are going to act as my engineers because we need them to help repair my tank here. So you can see this match will basically be won by whoever can destroy the ISUs or the Tiger Aces. It's a war of attrition pretty much right now. So you can see I do have my MG here. My shock troops laid down some smoke to cover me from the MG. The crew is shocked there. I'm gonna try to bring up my tanks now to help out. I do have all my conscripts here. And he's shooting at my shock troops, which is a big mistake because there's ISUs, you know, after they manned this machine gun, they manned the AT gun there, but did not turn. Well, I mean, this is gonna be won by the infantry, and they seem to have a lot more of it, especially the shock troops that can beat those infantry there. So here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna have my shock troops wipe out this AT gun as I push up. And yeah, this Tiger Ace is gonna be in trouble. This does have a defensive bonus here. And look at that. This thing is a monster. And as much as I want to destroy it, you know, I'm very nervous about a possible Tiger Ace coming in on the flanks here. That house finally got destroyed. You can see the city is just, you know, it's many buildings are destroyed in homes. But you know, this Tiger Ace moves up against 3 IS-2s. I don't think so. ISU 152s, not smart. You know, the smoke saved him there because he would have been screwed otherwise. And the artillery's back, killing a lot of men. The son needs to pull us back. This sniper, you know, might be able to take him out. Anyway, he did lose that tank, unfortunately, which, you know, kind of told him to pull back there. Anyway, you can see we're both using our conscripts to repair the hell out of these tanks here. All we need to do is we have 3 victory points right here. You know, there's very little in the west on this side besides a machine gun. You know, it's just a Panther spam right now. I bet this guy wished he could get a Tiger. Let's go. Oh, cool. It's more like cinematic. You can see his crew is shocked by my tanks. This is how people make COH2 videos. Anyway, you can see, yeah, he is losing his tanks. And I'm going to take this point, just cut off more of the riches. I'm also going to pick up this light machine gun. Whenever you see, you know, weapons laying around, pick up light machine guns. It also lets me spot where this tank is. So right now, after I lost all those Spanish in that big assault, and I lost my ISU 152, I immediately got another one. That assault kind of broke their armor core there. It was like, it's kind of like Kursk, this match, you know, a lot of heavy tank action with some urban. Well, Kursk didn't have a lot of urban fighting in it, but the heavy tanks. Anyway, they're wiping out my gun crew, so you can see, there's my My Vet 2 machine gun got wiped out. I do have my mortar back up here to provide some cover fire. I can also launch smoke barrage onto my men. Well, onto the position so I can recapture my men if need be. Chest and defenses on this side with the Panzer IV, or Panther. Anyway, you can see I do have my men over here though. They threw a grenade at me. They're at 100 points. I just want to, I figure, okay, we can probably win right now if we just hold these points. If I just make it so it's, 3 points instead of 2. I don't think they have the infantry support to, they're all a bunch of engineers, right? I don't think they have the infantry support to hold these points off from shock troops. Anyway, so he's grabbing a recon run here so I can kind of see. I was going to say, can you do that so I can do a bombing run? Unfortunately, it showed like to here. Didn't even see the Tiger Race or anything, so I couldn't launch it. Yeah, that's why he has this, take out this, basically anti-aircraft. So smart, it's like an OS one, right? What was that? That looked like a gun, like, I guess... Wow, you can see that German's, like, glitched. They're down to 75 points. They're taking both points, though, on the corners end. This command tank is good against infantry, but... only just. Anyway, I launched my own, I think, yeah, I did launch my IL-2 to destroy that tank there. They just don't have the armor force to push past their defense, because they're going to take a lot of, they're going to get slowed by the water. We also have these great tanks here. And it's like, you forget this is just a shallow stream, right? That you can easily cross over that. When I can just pivot to the left and, stop them from taking on this side, right? Anyway, he's luring the Panzer back. The Panther. And yeah, he's just outmaneuvering him in these woods, which is, smart. See the good old tank commander on top. Anyway, you can see my IS-2 loving it. So they're going to try to push forward and try to take this victory point against our tanks here. Actually, they're going to try to man this anti-tank. Losing Storm Pioneers, it's a big squad. We do have Dushkas on top of our tanks, so I don't know what he's trying to achieve here. He's probably trying to turn it so he can spot for this tank. That is ridiculous. Like, look at this range. Like, you have... I don't want to piss people off by pausing the video, but I guess it's not too far. But on the map, it seems... it seems huge. So he's going to probably lose this tank if he doesn't go back. And this guy has sniped another tank. It's now Vet 3. It has killed 4 vehicles, including several IS-2s, probably 2 of them. Since here now I'm getting more shock troops, I just want to hold this point from any infantry attack. I know, as the match is starting to go on, they're starting to get lower in points. You're going to start getting more and more deserts just fling cheap infantry at me. Pretty much these Volkskrets and major assaults. So as long as I have some machine guns in my ISU-152, I could pretty much, with the mortar support and the light artillery support from the divisional field gun, we should be pretty good and be able to take this match for us. Now I take, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? So there goes another machine gun, I think. That was my shock troops. Anyway, you remember that infantry push I said that was coming? That's right here. And I'm like, I do not like that. I'm going to pull back because I'm not going to let my IS-2 get destroyed. These cheap Volks don't stand a chance against our shock troops here. Not a chance. So you can see he's now shooting at the infantry, which is a mistake. I have to pull back. There's plenty of troops here, though. I do have the machine gun, firing. And, the Panther's forced to pull back there. A command tank's going in. I do have anti-tank grenades, which is good. But you can see, we just have a bunch of ATs now. We have the infantry, we just keep throwing conscripts at these guys. Just make sure they don't capture us, and that's what I'm going to do here. Especially at point blank. The only thing that's stopping me really is these oversold on, which do the light machine gun, which are, massacring the conscripts. Look at all the dead bodies in the river here. Like, it is a bloody point. Bloody point to try to hold here. You can see the recon's going to get shot down again. Anyway, I do my own light machine gun, and I have a machine gun. It's very easy to defend points with ATs and MGs. It's a lot harder to take them against heavy resistance like this. And that wiped out my squad, practically. Like, there's 2 stragglers somehow there. So he did drop smoke, that's a unique ability, but he's got 1 guy, Vet 2, that is just, he's barely held together. Unlike they're down to 15 points. So we are, going to capture this one, and this one's not falling into enemy hands here, so. Luckily, that guy did get killed there. They do have their own packs, and, they're moving up more infantry. I was amazed at how many pioneers these guys made. And yeah, my tank is still here. A Panther was like, they're getting behind our lines now. And I couldn't believe it. And I gotta fall back again because this guy is just a freaking sniper. Now I am launching, my mortar is firing, killing infantry. And that got destroyed. And then the move off is dropping smoke. You can see the Tiger Ace is getting surrounded there. That assault was pretty epic by them. The mines just killed it. They didn't attack from every direction. They tried to, but they should have had some tanks coming from here. More I'm sure gonna try to push into the center here. And they just turned this poor farmer's land into like a bunch of craters, and that's out of control now. More shock troops are here. They just don't have the they don't have the infantry to take on this point. Not to mention. Okay, that guy did wipe out my IS too. Good for you. You're very persistent with a sniper Jagdtiger. And at this point, I don't really care. I'm just going to keep my conscripts here to hold. I'm even going to launch some smoke here in a second to, help cover my men from the machine gun there. I'm even getting another AT. I'm just hoping my allies can, pick up this point here, or even take the point on the right side. God, how many vehicles? This guy's killed 5 vehicles. Luckily, he dropped smoke. And I do think he should be able to hold out against that, but, another command tank's popping up. This match is getting close. I've lost all my heavy tanks. Are getting pounded by the artillery there. They're taking back this point. They're down to 10 points right now. But this point is quickly being neutralized. So I have another AT going on. They're just going to have to push with shock troops. I just wanted to see where that tank was, and that conscript died as a recon man. You can see I'm just losing many men. Yeah, they're going to try to take this point back. Tiger Ace is still alive somehow, don't ask me how. And look at all these Panzer guys. Luckily they're being suppressed by a machine gun. So if he loses this Tiger Ace, it's going to be bad news. This point should fall on the right. Rear armor's been hit. He's popping smoke, but the guys are behind him. Now, I'm just throwing all these conscripts on here. They are dropping a lot of smoke down. But my mortar's doing quite well against these low health units. Now, I'm going to be launching, just throwing as many conscripts as I can at this victory point here. They're on 8 points. You can see this side's a fight, but that'll quickly turn around once the tank gets over there. The IS-2 is coming over back to help us on this side. This tank is just, it'll kill anything we have that's a tank on this side. Surprised they're actually charging in and not. I guess they did have the victory point at this point, but they're going to try to overwhelm all our anti-tank defenses to probably push out with some more armor. And look at this, 48 kills. This, the amount of infantry we have compared to them in the beginning is just, it's ridiculous. I'm surprised that this mortar actually has gone 29. It's been pretty useful. I'm just like, okay, there's 8 points. Can I beat some Volks? We're throwing everything we have at these guys. For Mother Russia has been launched, and I'm dropping smoke. It is critical because they cannot see us with their machine gun. It makes it harder for their tanks to see us. The Jagdtiger can't see us, and I have multiple units here to capture. So even if they happen to kill a common there's still more conscripts, and then I have more conscripts that will be coming up shortly. So I figure if I can hold this, this side's firmly in our control, somewhat. And this side is just out of control. There's many tanks over here. Should be launching some more smoke. You can see we are suppressed here. I'm gonna keep my men on here and lay down some smoke again. I just got to keep my men, you know, these 6 brave conscripts, well, 6 conscripts, 3 comm engineers that are very brave, launching smoke again to help protect them against, you know, enemies. They have 4 points remaining. It's too late at this point because they cannot capture all my infantry right here. And I do have another machine gun to help support and suppress any units. This was just a good game. This was a good match, especially with all the heavy tanks. You can see I killed 196 men. I lost 248. So we lost massive more. We lost 200 men each, and then I lost about, you know, 100 something. Anyway, good game with these guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the heavy armor fight, especially the giant panther assault, and also with the Jagdtiger. Anyway, cut from a 221.